Welcome to the MakingRealEstateFun.com podcast and video blog. My name is Kevin O'Flaherty from O'Flaherty Law. Joined today by our co-hosts, Taji Clark from Coldwell Banker and Ray Manuel from National Title Solutions. Keith Hoffman from Draper and Kramer Mortgage is sitting over there off camera watching us. We have too many hosts, so he's lending moral support, and Anthony Latham from National Title Solutions couldn't make it today. We're joined today by our guest, Josh Inglis from United Real Estate. Did I get that right?
Yeah, you got it.
All right. He is a real estate flipper, so we're going to learn about flipping real estate. This should be a good one. Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me out here. I'm excited.
So tell us how you got into flipping real estate. How does one get involved?
I read a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, and it's a good book, and got my interest peaked in real estate investing. Of course, I started about 11, 12 years ago at the worst time. But, so the worst time to start, everybody's like, buy now or you'll never be able to buy again. You know, that was kind of what they were telling everybody at the time. And so I fell into that trap, and then ever since then I started buying rentals, and then moved into flipping houses. So I started with flipping, then I did rentals, and I'm back to flipping and doing rentals again. So.
Okay. So it's been pretty successful for you after that little turbulent beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. In the last 3 years, I've flipped over 60 properties. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. What areas do you concentrate on?
All over. So I've bought as far northwest as like Elgin area, down south as down by Kankakee. So we cover huge areas. So, and then we do a lot in the city too.
Cool. So what strategies from an investment standpoint or from a purchasing standpoint when it comes to property acquisition do you use? Are you using hard money lenders? Are you using personal capital? Are you using mortgages? What is your strategy for that?
Yeah, great question. So the financing we use to acquire our properties, we use a lot of private capital.
Okay.
So over the years, we got investors and that sort of thing that saw what we were doing. My cameraman right there, he's been investing with me now, I think, over 6 years.
Wow.
So he's essentially, in a way, he's retired. So the money he's making from just investing his money is also providing for his lifestyle that way. So we have a lot of people that invest their money. We also use banks. I've used hard money, and if you don't know what hard money is, if you're listening, hard money is essentially, it's like a loan shark, essentially. If you want to pay 15% interest with really aggressive terms, that's what hard money is. So we've used hard money in the past, but mostly now it's just private capital and bank financing. So a lot of people are lending, banks are lending again. So
do you have a target market? Like what houses do you concentrate on, or what properties do you look for?
So, I mean, we do, again, all over the board. So, I mean, we flip stuff where the resale value's been fixed up $55,000 all the way to $1.3 million. So, talking about a big gap, a big range of properties. I'm not somebody that says you should invest in this one community or this one area, because the people that do that, from my experience, are the ones that get crushed when there's any type of shift in the market. So we're pretty diverse in our portfolio of where we're buying and flipping.
If you had to pick, let's say 3 to 5 different aspects of a property, what would be the top 3 to 5 things that you look for when you're looking at a potential investment piece?
The most important thing that we look at is what's the purchase price, what's the repairs, and then what's the resale value. That's the, I never fall in love with the house. Retail buyers, which you work with, buy emotionally typically, whereas an investor, I strictly look at the numbers. If the numbers don't make sense, we're not gonna buy it. And we have to buy at such a discounted price because you're actually incorporating 2 closings. So not only are you buying it, but then you have to then resell it. And a typical homeowner pays 10%. You know, if I sell a house for $200,000 after realtor commissions, title fees, attorney fees, transfer taxes, as a traditional seller, if you sell a house for 200 grand, 20 grand of that is out the window. So there's a lot of investors or people that think, well, if you buy a house for 100,000 and you put 50,000 into it and you sell it for 200 grand, you just made 50 grand. Well, no, not anywhere near that. You probably barely broke even. So you got to buy houses at a pretty significant discount. So usually 70% is what we're buying at.
Gotcha.
So is most of your time spent hunting for those deals and evaluating deals, or is it mostly on the fixing up end of things?
Yeah, I mean, most of my time is, I would call it desktop analysis, going on appointments. I go on appointments. I'm a realtor as well. So when I go on an appointment, I never tell anyone, hey, take my offer. I say, this is what the comps are. If you listed the home, I'm very transparent. You could get this if you listed it. If we buy it from you, you don't have any realtor commissions to pay, but this is what we'll buy. And I mean, sometimes you'll see almost a 50% difference in what they could get if they listed it versus what they could get by us buying it. And they sometimes, just for their situation, they just want to sell and be done with it. And they say, well, we'd rather just sell it and move on. In some situations, it's not that drastic, but in some cases it is. So
for the budding investors or the people that are out there that watch our show that are looking into getting into investing, what are the top, let's say, 3 strategies that you use to find the properties that you're going to ultimately invest in? I mean, I know that some people, use the MLS, but we both know that it's kind of hard to find a good investment on the MLS. So what strategies are you using for the acquisition?
For the acquisition, so we use various strategies. So something I used to do a lot of, I don't really do it anymore because I'm licensed and I have more rules, but like if you're driving down the road and you see like the We Buy Houses signs, I've bought houses with that strategy. So it works. Yeah. So we've done that. What we do a lot of now is direct mail. So targeting, let's say somebody is heading into foreclosure, so we're targeting, like a lot of cases, short sales, or someone who may have a foreclosure date, just a few days away. I mean, we've done, Ray's helped some of the investors I work with, where the person's like one day away from foreclosure, and instead of them getting all their equity just gone from the foreclosure sale, they're able to sell it to an investor, get a lot of that equity back, and then we get a good deal at the same time versus the person going into foreclosure with no options and losing the house. So direct mail, internet marketing, we do that as well. So keywords and that sort of thing is, but most of it comes down to sending people direct mail pieces, because like you said, if it's on the MLS, you can get deals on the MLS. We still do, but the margins are, thinner for sure on the MLS.
So Josh, if someone is an investor or a potential seller watching the show and thinks they can possibly do business with you on one side of the transaction or the other, what's a good way to reach out to you?
Best way to people to reach out to me is literally just give me a call. My phone number is 630-544-1504, or they could go to my website, which is just my name, Joshua Inglis. My last name is Inglis, but to spell it right, it's INGLIS.com, JoshuaInglis.com.
You had me freaking out that I got your name wrong.
I always say it the way that people would spell it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they're going to misspell it.
Can't do that with O'Flaherty. It's too complicated. All right, so Taji, if people want to reach you, how can they reach you?
Yeah, best way to get to me is my website. You can reach me at TajiClark.com. Or you can also go to TajiClarkOnline.com. TajiClark.com is just all real estate focused. Taji Clark Online is real estate and all the other projects I'm involved with. Through both channels, you get all my social media, aliases. You get my phone number, my email address, all of that. So best way to reach me.
Ray?
Best way to reach me is through our website at www.ntsnational.com, or you can call us at 800-NTS-2700.
And if you want to schedule an initial consultation with me, we do consultations for free in almost every area of law. You can call me at 630-324-6666, and it's Kevin O'Flaherty from O'Flaherty Law. Check out more of our videos and podcasts at makingrealestatefun.com, and it would be a real help if you like the show to leave us a review on iTunes, because that's how we get noticed. You can also check out seizeyourbusiness.com for my business podcast, and learn-about-law.com for my blog, podcast, and video blog about all things legal. So, Josh, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for listening.